I went into this project thinking that windows were simple. Glass in a frame, and maybe every decade or so you scraped and caulked and painted. That was a huge oversimplification, in our case at least. And that misunderstanding almost sent me down a path that was harder and more expensive. So in my head, let me tell you what I thought. The top and the bottom windows were separate. I thought you could remove them one at a time. I thought that I could do one little piece of the project at a time. And I thought that the window over the stairwell wouldn't require scaffolding. Those assumptions made everything seem manageable to me. At some point, I realized I was going to need some replacement parts. I didn't know what I would need at that point, so I called on an expert. Initially, I was looking for information. I was looking to know maybe who manufactured the windows so I would know which brand to order. I wasn't looking for advice, and I wasn't looking for a how-to. I was just trying to find out if they carried the parts I would need. So began my discussion with Tom of Swissco. The first part of the conversation was just the basics, where we were located, the size, and just general information. And I sent him a few pictures. And I don't have any video of this mini demolition that we started, but here's a still picture of Rod getting started. Pretty quickly, we got Tom's first reply. And that started the process of us taking off the trim. And as we went, we sent him more pictures. The discussion went back and forth like this for a while, as we gingerly tried to dissect our window. But I'm pretty sure you know how this is going to end up. More pictures were sent. My hat's off to Tom. He must deal with DIYers a lot. But the conversation pretty much reiterated what he said in that first email. I think I misread that part about not be made to be removed. I think I heard may not need to be removed. But when I look back at that first email from Tom, I was so into finding out what I needed to restore those windows, I overlooked the reality of our situation. That's when I learned something critical. It was the light bulb moment. These windows are not a removable sash in a frame. They're an integrated single unit. The sashes don't come out, which means for at least Rod and I, we couldn't just simply lift it out, and we couldn't work on these just one piece at a time. And the access over that stairwell becomes a safety issue. That one realization changed the entire plan. I'm sharing this because I think a lot of homeowners, especially those with older houses, make the same assumptions I did. But windows aren't just glass and wood, they're systems. And understanding what kind of system you have determines the kind of tools you'll need, what order the work happens in, and how you keep yourself safe doing it. And you know, this whole thing was really a blessing in disguise. If those sashes had been removable, I would have started the whole project inside the house, which is just a little hint about what happens a bit later. Once I understood what I was working with, I could stop guessing and start planning. And that's what leads directly to the problem window over the stairwell. That issue now becomes unavoidable, and that's coming up next.